We don't know. We're going to find out here in a second. But I was getting nervous about whether or not everybody was going to believe what you and I were saying about being one lap and done.
Whoa,
whoa, whoa. Keep it out of the wall. Keep it out of the wall. Keep it out of the wall.
The inside wall. And he's going to get the outside wall as well.
That's what we were talking about. You know, that we saw that wiggle down there coming to the green, and normally, Jeff, it doesn't get any better.
Doesn't get any better.
One of the most recognizable names in all of motorsports is without a doubt Travis Pastrana. He rightfully became a household name by becoming a supercross, motocross, freestyle motocross, and rally racing legend. With all of these motorsports conquered, his next challenge was to become a superstar in NASCAR. As you're about to find out, he would not come close to conquering that challenge. So let's get into it. Pastrana became an overnight sensation in the world of motocross at just the age of 15. He would win the first ever Moto X freestyle event at the X Games, and he also went on to score the highest ever freestyle run with 99 points. From that point on, Pastrana became one of the most recognizable names in X Games, if not the most, scoring 11 gold medals, 4 silvers, and 2 bronze. What's even more impressive is his versatility. In 2006, he would win his first gold medals in the X Games in both rallycross racing and the motocross best trick event. Then in 2010, he would go on to win the motocross speed and style event. In his free time when he wasn't competing, he was off jumping out of airplanes and doing some pretty ill stunts with his group Nitro Circus, or just by himself. With X Games conquered at this point, he had one more challenge he wanted to put on his resume: becoming a NASCAR superstar. For a while, Pastrana thought NASCAR was just a very boring motorsport, and compared to the stuff he does, it pretty much is. But over time, his opinions had changed, and he had cited the caliber of competition and just the challenge of racing stock cars as a reason he went to NASCAR. He began pursuing rides in 2010, and by the time 2011 rolled around, he had formed a partnership with Michael Waltrip to form Pastrana Waltrip Racing. He made his much anticipated debut in stock cars in the 2011 Toyota All-Star Showdown, finishing 6th. That season in the K&N East and West Series, he made a combined 4 starts, scoring 0 top 10s with a combined average finish of 25.3. He was slated to make his nationwide series debut at IRP for Michael Waltrip Racing until an injury in that year's X Games forced the team to withdraw. In 2012, Pastrana was slated to run a select schedule in both nationwide and the K&N East Series. Although he showcased some flashy moments, scoring 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s in 8 starts, in the nationwide series, he would go through typical growing pains.
Caution is out. That's Travis Pastrana you're looking at, trying to find a way to refire his powerless race car.
Having a hard time figuring out what's wrong. It's got plenty of juice in the battery. We can hear the engine spinning over, but it just won't fire off. Mike, what's going on with that 99? You got any insight?
Yeah, no voltage. That's been the problem. Scott Zipadelli has been radioing back and forth. They've been trying to diagnose exactly what's been going on. All Travis can tell him is that he knows it's electrical. It seemed like Scott Zipadelli may have speculated that he may have hit the kill switch, but he asked him to look at that. No determination whether or not that was the case, however, but obviously he's on pit road. They're still trying to figure it out.
Well, he's obviously got power in the battery. He doesn't have voltage going to the right place, though, and that's up to the distributor. Still could be a fueling
Check all your
issue.
electrical connections. Make sure something didn't come unplugged.
Trouble in turn 2. Qualifying has been the trouble spot for Travis Pastrana.
What happened? I ran out of talent. My qualifying has been horrible.
Travis Pastrana says this is the fastest track he's been on since coming to NASCAR. How does he approach it? Very carefully, because he doesn't want to make the same mistake twice.
Have fun. Have fun. Nice and easy. Yeah. Sorry. It's the last thing you said to me before I spun it.
We're going to spin off at turn 4, guys.
Pastrana again.
We're tight, and all of a sudden it just takes off. Jeez, this is ridiculous. I'm so sorry.
He's just very, very frustrated. He can't figure out what's going on.
Dude, I have no idea what's going on.
We know he's a world-class driver and everything else he drives, but this is the hardest thing he's ever had to learn. Hey, I just want to throw this at you. You're watching. We've only had the 1 caution so far. We're almost halfway through the race, and we said, yeah, whoop, wow, Travis Pastrana.
That was a hard lick right there.
We had a flat tire and it just went down.
That right front tire went down immediately, went straight right.
That's a lick.
Yeah, I say it was.
In 9 starts, he scored 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, and an average finish of 21.4. Despite the hardships, he still landed his best opportunity in some of the best equipment that season in his final start. He would drive for Roush Racing in his final start that season, starting 5th and finishing 17th. This was apparently enough to warrant a ride, because later on it was announced that Pastrana would drive full-time for Roush Racing in 2013. Heading into 2013, Travis Pastrana finally had a chance to showcase his true potential driving in Grade A equipment. Pastrana did have his moments that season, but they were certainly a few and far between.
He's now back out onto the track, but not in a position he wanted to be in either.
Yeah, actually, you're exactly right, Nicole. But at least he's back on the racetrack. He's gaining experience. That's a big deal. He really can't help that he failed the rear end out there, whether it was his fault or not. It did fail on pit road. They brought the car down. But at least he's on the track, gaining experience and making changes to the car to suit his liking.
And last week, Alan, he celebrated 1 year in NASCAR with his career best 9th place finish. Now that bested his Daytona mark earlier this year, his only restrictor plate race where he had finished 10th, but he ran all 300 miles. Great experience for the guy who starts from the pole today, Jamie.
We come back live to Talladega with the caution flag out. Travis Pastrana and Reed Sorensen have been involved in an accident down the back straightaway that's wound up on that very wet inside of turn number 3. So they weren't even drafting together.
No, they weren't. Oh my, it's almost the same thing we saw with Danica Patrick.
Wrong place, wrong time for Pastrana.
Yeah, definitely. He tried to go down to avoid it because the 43 car initially went to the outside. He hits the wall a ton right there. It doesn't maybe look like a lot to the viewers at home, but that's a really hard hit. That happens so fast. This is one of those places when a wreck happens in front, oh man, it's close. You have to stand on the brakes.
This is what we're talking about, that you've gone around here a couple of times that the tires are losing grip. You're trying to get as much out of the car as what you possibly can. Once it starts stepping out, your objective then is to keep it off the wall where you don't have to bring it back up out. He did a nice job of that, but this is just kind of a preview of what we're going to see this afternoon. This is going to be a tricky race for these drivers.
Travis Pastrana with a big crash. Oh. Wow.
You can see right there, he just got loose coming off turn 2. Boy, did he hit that wall.
You can see there is a safer barrier there, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. See at the end right here what this gets clipped.
Boy, I tell you, that just blindsided Max Pappas. He was well down on the apron trying to avoid this accident.
And our Scots on board from Travis Pastrana's car.
You can see right there where Alex Bowman.
Crash in front of you. Go low. Slow down. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Travis Pastrana out of control there. Spins, 2 spins, Pastrana 1.
Like Kyle Busch in the middle of the smoke. Is he going to come out?
99 Alex Bowman was the other spinner. And Brian Vickers gets turned around in the jam up.
You see he's trying to follow his teammate Trevor Bayne to the inside there, who had made a move to the inside. He was trying to get there and just wasn't quite clear of Cole Witt in the 44.
A pretty hard lick for both Jason White and Travis Pastrana.
Yeah, and for Jason White, what you get is you're getting hit plus slammed into the wall.
Well, you're going to get to ride with him here. Let's listen. All systems normal. Until now.
But you could actually hear the pop of the tire. You could see the car going in the wrong direction. And that's a terrible view when you're looking back and everybody's coming at you.
Yeah, that's not the right way for sure.
Just as Austin Dillon, our race leader, was going by, he got through. Everybody got through. Pitch number 60 for Travis Pastrana here at the Nationwide Children's Hospital 200 at Mid-Ohio with 36 laps to go. The left side of this car torn up.
Yeah, a lot of damage. It's definitely going to affect the speed in the car. And Travis, I thought, had been doing a great job this week. You know, really predictable, seemed in control, and just found some trouble.
Hey, you see this Travis Pastrana. Looks like he got tagged by a 4-car in Landon Castle. We may be getting some help from Johanna Long.
Yeah, just typical short track restarts. We see happen a lot here at Richmond.
Regan Smith, and that's interesting, but there's a caution on the track.
Yes, it's Travis Pastrana as he has drilled the wall with the front of his Ford.
Nelson Piquet Jr. went above him, just missed him. And that's enough damage that they're going to have to probably go to the garage area.
It has not been a good stretch for Travis. He was running 22nd at the time. His last 2 finishes, 27th at Chicago, 20th at Richmond, 17th at Atlanta, 13th at Bristol, 31st at Mid-Ohio. It has not gone the way they wanted.
One around, Travis Pastrana.
He wrecked. Oh, really sorry, guys. Sorry. Crap. Oh my gosh. All good. Sorry about the car.
His 2013 stats are this: 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and an average finish of 21.3, and finished a disappointing 14th in the standings. That November, he would announce on Facebook that he would be leaving NASCAR at the end of the season. The reason being was a lack of sponsorship and the frustration of his performance and desire to spend time with his family. Although he is labeled a NASCAR bust, we need to remember that this is just a small blip in an otherwise extraordinary motorsports career. After NASCAR, Travis Pastrana competed for 2 more seasons in X Games, and on occasion would come back to the Truck Series at Las Vegas. And finally, Travis Pastrana paid tribute to the famous Evel Knievel by breaking a few of his records, making this whole NASCAR stint a distant memory. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.